Welcome back. Catholic Answers Live. I am Cy Kellett, your host. Dr. Stacy Trasancos is our guest, and we're talking about faith and science. If you have a question about faith and science, you want to have a conversation, or maybe you've got some thoughts you'd like to test with Dr. Stacy Trasancos, you're welcome. 888-318-7884. Jean-Pierre is in Texas listening on the Guadalupe Radio Network. Jean-Pierre, welcome. Go ahead with your question.
Yes, thank you, Dr. Stacy, for that book. So which one is the way for going and trying to investigate the causes of infertility or trying to get help in infertility in a Catholic way?
Yes, there's several different names for it, but I would recommend looking up online fertility care, all one word, and the Creighton method. Those are different forms of, they're different ways of expressing natural family planning. And what that is, and what I love about it as a woman and a mother of 5 daughters, it is a holistic way of looking at the woman's body. I have friends who are fertility care practitioners who work with couples who are infertile. And it does what the church says. Fertility care that assists reproduction is fine. It's just that you can't replace the conjugal act. So you can assist, but you can't replace. You can't fertilize an egg in a lab. That's not true conception. And what fertility care does, though, or the Creighton method or natural family planning, if a doctor is using that, it looks at what's going on in the woman's body. So a woman's body, in case you haven't heard, has a lot of hormones. And there are cycles of those hormones that go in and out throughout the month. And there are ways to know what part of the cycle you're in. And there are certain days of the month when you're fertile. And if you follow your cycle every day, so you gather data from your own body every day by looking at fluids, and you can start to chart and start to figure out when your body is ovulating. I have heard of several cases where gynecologists told the woman she was infertile, and the woman went to a fertility care specialist and started charting her cycles over a couple of months. And it turned out the woman wasn't infertile at all. Her cycle wasn't a 28-day cycle. It was a few days shorter consistently. And so it wasn't that she was infertile. It's just that she didn't understand which days of the month she was fertile on. And one friend of mine in particular had that happen. She was pregnant a month later. So the approach to a woman's health that says, get to know the woman's body, study the woman's body, let the woman's body tell you what's going on, is a much better way. There are cases where by doing fertility care, you can diagnose, you can get data that helps diagnose whether the woman has cyst, whether she has something else going on that can be treated that might open up fertility. And you can also tell if there is true infertility, because there are things to look for in the body. I hope our country goes that way, because it is the anti-big pharma way. It's the way that says natural health care. Let's study the woman's body and get to understand it. So that is the alternative, and it is a very good method. It's not perfect, but I would much rather go that way instead of pills.
Okay, Jean-Pierre?
Yeah, thank you very much. I'm happy to be a fertility care practitioner, and that's what I ask. Sorry.
Thank you.
Biased, but
you could have said all that.
and the reason I brought it up is I'm an engineer, and I became a practitioner because my wife and I were suffering of infertility, and we discovered naprotechnology and all that. And I'm sorry if I ask, but sometimes it's one of the best kept secrets of our faith, our Catholic
Yes.
faith, and it is good to broadcast it. And you're right, especially nowadays with the Orange Man trying to, that means Trump, trying to bring this IVF, which I hope and pray that someone in the Catholic environment that he's in, that he will hear about naprotechnology and the Creighton model system. But thank you very much. Thank you.
Jean-Pierre, thank you very, very much.
Yeah. I hope somebody sends him my book.
Oh, yes, I'm sure that people will. And so just to be clear, what Jean-Pierre is referencing, you know more about than I do, Stacy. So there's a 90-day kind of review of IVF policy in the U.S. Is that what we're in now? So your book, in a certain way, is meant to get in that conversation.
Yes.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we all should. All Catholics should get in that conversation.
Yes.
Are there other ways to get involved, or is it just a government review?
It's a government policy review, but the whole nation's talking about it now. That's why people are so interested. And so the fact that people have questions about IVF, like Catholics are saying, wait, I don't really understand the argument here. It's a good time to talk, because it's also a good time to talk about why the human person is body and rational soul, why marriage is the unity of a man and woman, why children have a right to be conceived in love between a mother and father. It's a good time to talk about the stability of marriage, the health of individuals. It brings all kinds of questions. And I really do think after this 90-day policy review, there's still going to be another series of months that come where things are being decided. So it's time to bring it, Catholics. Bring it.
All right, Jean-Pierre, thank you very much.